How's it going, lads? We're talking about loads today because I haven't been back in ages, and we're talking about One Piece, of course. It's a 2024 One Piece catch up because I have been gone for God knows how long. I didn't talk about the last three chapters. I wanted to talk about the Kuma flashback as a whole, but hey, we're just going to talk about general One Piece news. A lot has happened. We got a new anime opening. We got a remake announcement by Wit Studios. What the hell? That is going to be insane. Can we talk about that? That's going to bring in so many people to the series. I have so many people I want to get on that I thought the anime is too slow for, or whatever. This is going to be great. Honestly, it's going to make the series so much better, I think. Not to say that I don't enjoy the anime, because I personally do. You know, it was a really good adaptation in my book until the second half, when they started slowing things down a bit more. But you know what? Like, a remake will definitely put it into the modern age and get it up there in terms of people's views with JJK and things. And I think we need a JJK-ification of One Piece, where you have that, like, constant quality, which we have been getting with One Piece in recent years, but I mean from the very beginning, right? And it might even be less quality than, you know, some of the stuff we've been getting recently in Wano and Egghead, because let's be real. Like, let's not undersell that. That has been, so honestly, the best animation of the year, no matter how good JJK has been. Like, Wano this year was crazy. Egghead is going to be crazy. Like, I don't want to undersell these animators. It's just that One Piece is so not inconsistent in its style. You got the 1990s style, you got the early 2000s style, which some people really don't like. I don't really mind it too much. Then you got, like, the post-time skip style, which I wasn't a big fan of, and even how they pace the episodes. But now they're kind of going back to a decent pacing where it's still one chapter, but there's less filler because they've added an opening and ending again. So we got the ending is covering our tracks a little bit, thank God. So it's better paced than it used to be, and Wano was really good, and Egghead's gonna be really good. So it's just the middle bit, like it's honestly just the middle bit that needs to be redone, in my opinion. But getting the whole thing redone is going to have it in a nice, consistent package. And I think Wit Studios is brilliant. Like, let's not undersell. I'm not going to undersell Wit Studios here. They're fantastic at what they do. And I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's going to really be a way to get people into the anime and into the series and make it even bigger for its last 5 years. And I am so excited for that. And it also means that it's not going to be ending anytime soon. You know, by the time One Piece is over, it's probably barely going to be on the time skip, if not, like, Skypiea. You know what I mean? Because it's probably going to be, like, East Blue this year, or, like, 2024, maybe 2025. I don't know when they said it was coming out. Then you've got probably, maybe the first half of Alabasta next year, then the second half. Like, and then the year, maybe like we'll say they do it in 6 month chunks. So you might get the whole of Alabasta in 2025, 2026. Then you get like Skypiea is going to be in 1 year because it's actually shorter than Alabasta. So it will be a 1 year thing. So 2027, you get Skypiea. 2028, it will probably be NS Lobby. Maybe even 2029 because they are going to take larger gaps, I suppose. It's not going to be a year thing. It's going to be like because Wit Studios are not going to just solely prioritize One Piece for like over a decade. So I don't know what they're gonna do, but I'm really excited about it. I really am. Oh man, this is so cool. It really is. And we get Toei's best animators in the work. And Vincent Janssen said he might be. There's a source that says Vincent Janssen will be working on the series for the entire year. All right, this is the Toei, and like I don't want to undersell Toei, right? I don't want to give Toei bad rep because obviously their management from like 2012 to up until Wano wasn't great. Like, to be honest, Whole Cake was better, in my opinion, in terms of pacing, but I don't remember because I kind of watched it all in one. Dressrosa is abysmal. I'm not going to lie. I didn't really have a problem with the anime till I actually read Dressrosa and saw how abysmal Dressrosa was in terms of pacing. Like, it's actually insane. Like, I went and reread Dressrosa. I've actually I reread 60 chapters of Dressrosa, and then I got sucked into Haikyuu again. And then I went and I've started rereading Egghead. I'm all over the place right now. I need to finish Dressrosa. I need to finish Egghead because I wanted to do that big Egghead video. But then I was like, I'm just not doing it. So I need to just sit down and talk about everything One Piece instead of wanting to, be that guy who reads through everything and kind of talks about it. I'm just going to talk about what's on the top of my head because that's how I like to do it. But yeah, Dressrosa was abysmal. So I can understand wanting to see things like that, Dressrosa, Fishman Island, Punk Hazard, all redone. Those particular arcs, like everything else, I feel like is still good in the anime, and I think Skypiea might need a bit of a, pacing increase, because a lot of the manga readers who read Skypiea have say it's way worse than the anime, so I don't know. But enough. The anime is brilliant right now, so we're just gonna take our wins. And the opening was fantastic. The manga, the manga has been amazing. We've talked about it so much. Kuma is honestly one of the greatest characters in the series so far. I don't know where I'd put him. I still think Luffy and Whitebeard are my personal favorites. In terms of characters, like Kuma, I love. He's like personally a fantastic character. A lot of his values resonate. But it's just, I don't know. I feel like his story is still yet to be complete. And if he goes out in a way that I'm not happy with, then I can't say he's like up there with Whitebeard. Like Luffy's always gonna be one for me. Luffy is honestly like just amazing to watch in every conceivable way. I love the guy. I love his voice actor. I love how he's portrayed. I love every single scene with him in it. He has to be number one. Well, for me, it's like Luffy and Whitebeard and Kuma at this stage, right? Those three are up there. Kuma's fantastic. Bonnie's fantastic. Like, Oda is in his bag with this stuff. He knows what he's doing. He's just... Honestly, I think Wano, he got a bit tired with it, and then now he's getting a refresh, and he's on his game the entire time. He's like, I've been wanting to do this for years. This is the stuff I wanted to do. And he's on fire every single minute of every single day. He really is, and I really respect it. I love what he's doing, and I hope it continues into this year. It's been a phenomenal 2023 and 2022 for us One Piece fans in terms of the manga. The manga has been on point with paneling, which it hasn't been in a while. Like, that was the only thing Oda was doing bad for a couple of years, which was the paneling. It felt difficult to read. I was reading Egghead, rereading Egghead, and I have to say, it's smooth as butter. I was sitting there like, damn, man, I'm sitting here just going bam, 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 bam. You know, I'm not going to lie, though, the lab scenes are still a little difficult to read in terms of, like, flow compared to other manga, but for the most part, everything else is silky smooth. And it's just, you have to really appreciate the effort everyone's going through to give One Piece that send-off in the next couple of years. And it's just lovely to see, right? And we're getting more and more with One Piece. Obviously, season 2 of the live action was announced. This was a while back. This was before I was still, honestly, on the YouTube grind when this happened. So there's been a lot going on recently over the last couple months. Christmas has been crazy. I'm actually going to move the mic down. You kind of... My beautiful face is being covered. How can that be? But you know what I mean? It's been crazy, and it's been honestly fantastic. I got I don't know if you can see that. I got all of the top 100 figures. Zoro's broken though. I need to get super glue. What's it? Watto. The Watto broke on me. The Watto's broken. Where is he? Here we are. I don't know if you can see that. I need to get like lights in there. I got Luffy, Nami, and Zoro, and then I have an Australian Sanji figure. Pretty cool. And a few other things in there. I'm going to get lights and I'm probably going to show it off. Like, the setup hasn't been complete. Now, I won't lie. This Christmas, I got a beautiful display of Xenoblade 1. So that's going to just be in the middle of all my One Piece stuff. So that's pretty cool. It's going to... But hey, look, I've already gone off theme with the Spurs statue and the Mandalorian helmet. So... It's just a cool setup. I really want to do like an Instagram post or a TikTok about my setup when it's 100% complete. I have so much more I want to do with it. I have the night. I love this. It gives me like a small hobby to just work on in the back. I just want the background to be so cool because I like just talking and all this and talking about different topics and having my discussion about it and having a cool background. But I need like the lighting on it so that it like stands out. You know what I mean? I don't know. But now that we're talking about Zoro, man, the new opening makes it the new opening has him fighting Esok, and it wasn't actually that long. It was like 2 panels. So I wonder if they're gonna extend it to like they did the Yamato and Ulti fight. I'm excited to see that. Personally, there's a lot I'm looking forward to with that. And with that though, man, the Kuma backstory is gonna go crazy. It is really gonna go crazy. Like, unimagined the stuff that's going to be revealed in that flashback for anime onlys and different things, like how the voice acting is going to enhance every single emotional scene. Like the way the manga put out the emotion, if the anime can even like bump that up by 10%, we're going to have some phenomenal stuff. Probably the best stuff the anime has ever produced. And like the recent stuff with showing Bonnie's adventures and Kuma's reaction to all the different events and the power scaling with, oh, this would even knock me out with Zoro. Do you know what I mean? Every element of this franchise has gotten a hyper boost of hype since the last 3 chapters. It's just been crazy emotional. And I like the bittersweetness at the end of this flashback where it's like, yeah, Bonnie was so desperate to see what happened to her father, she may have screwed over his only chance of getting his memories back by touching them and getting rid of them, because when someone touches them and sees them, they disappear. So Bonnie might have been able to understand her father better, but in return, now can never get him back. And I think that's going to be an interesting way to look at it. But his emotions make him want to save her with nothing else, like his instincts. And I love that about Kuma, you know? And I'm wondering what I always thought, they're going to do a switcheroo where like Kuma's memories are going to go into the giant robot. That's what I was thinking. And then like, I still think maybe that would be pretty cool, if Kuma's like soul switches into another body sort of deal. But I don't know what they're going to do. Obviously, Kuma pulls up and tries to punch Saturn. But I do think now, I'm really, really excited to see if Dragon will like batter the shit out of Saturn, okay? Because obviously we see that Luffy is going to fight Saturn. We see he was eating the food, he was getting ready, and Kuma's probably going to punch our man in. Then Saturn's going to go and try and counterattack, and Luffy's going to be like, she, and he's like, here we, and then he just slams Saturn like he does Charlos. Now, obviously, I said I wanted a reverse of that, but I do think it's just setting up for Nika to be incredibly powerful and for him to do some crazy ass shit. And I think having it be, obviously this time limit thing, and when Luffy runs out of it and he's about to get attacked, Dragon finally saving him and finishing the job. Because I think you can have Luffy be that Nika character, have those big moments, have Kuma and Bunny's fates restored, and then still give Dragon a major feat by basically doing what he did with Smoker with Jay Garcia and send them into next week, bro. That shit would be insane. It would be a major incident, and it would allow the Straw Hats to escape to Elbaf unscathed, but still have something to prove in the coming arc, so it's not as chill as it originally would have been. So I think that's the perfect moment. I think these chapters are building up brilliantly. I don't know, I've been having this thought for a little while about Makino, right? I just think the idea of Makino being Luffy's mother might work very well. I don't know why. Like, she's kind of undercover, she's there looking after Luffy the whole time. And sort of way, and I would have never put much attention to it, but it's like important. It's going to turn out to be important. I understand it's like, I know we need his mother to be like tragedy or whatever. But I don't know, man. It'd be interesting to be Makino and have, in that sense, you know what I mean? Just to have that idea of, I suppose, like Dragon wasn't a complete deadbeat. He had someone looking after him the whole time in a way, but he did want Luffy to get stronger. So he had Garp. His mother understood this, and she is more serious than we let on, and she's just kind of chilling, waiting for that signal, I suppose. Like, that kind of tonal whiplash Oda does with some characters. I'd like that to happen with Makino, but I'd say there's going to be some tragedy with his mother, but also it'd be kind of nice. But then I suppose you could have that anyway without her being his mother. She could be like the Eastern agent of the Revolutionary Army, and she's actually a badass. So, like, you could still have that effect without her being Luffy's mother, and you could still have her be like the maternal figure, like the Dawn, like the two mothers who looked after him when he was a kid. So it could work. It could still work without it being the biological mother, and we could still have the tragedy. But I just want that total whiplash, where it's like Luffy pulls back up to East Blue, or like Dragon pulls back up to East Blue to do the final invasion. You get Makino being like, to Don, take care of my kid, puts him down, gets her weapon out. She has like the final supreme grade sword, just fucking she's a fucking like mad ass crazy motherfucker. She's like the leader of the whole East Blue squadron of the Revolutionary Armies. That's the stuff I want to see, bro. That's some crazy stuff I want to see. Like some tonal whiplash with certain characters I really want. Super, super bad for some reason. Yeah, no, I think this is going to be crazy, though. Part of me wants a combo attack between Luffy and Bonnie, the whole Nika combo attack. And I think we will get that, have Bonnie get her sweet revenge for Ginny and for Kuma. But I also do think that Kuma has to at least say, I love you once. I don't think they're going to get to have that happy ending. I actually do think the idea of her being a Straw Hat works out very well. Because if she decides, I am who I am now, I understand who my father is, I don't need to hide in the adult form anymore, and she decides to be her actual age, you could have her be the apprentice and be like just learning from Luffy and following Nika like her father would have wanted, and learning to enjoy life outside of this constant pain she's been in for what's it, 12 years? Do you know what I mean? Actually see the dawn of the world and have her be that one character whose journey ends incomplete, because it's reasonable to have a certain character that's journey is going to be incomplete, right? Because we're going to have a thing in this story where like we have so many Straw Hats that you can't actually have every character have a really complete, backstory and character development. And we got a lot of development with Bonnie in the recent chapters of the flashback. I think having her character end slightly incomplete because of how young she is will make perfect sense. And then if we ever get like an epilogue, or you ever want to see like, a sequel of some kind or whatever, you have her story continue, because she is, if we assume the end of the story is going to be still in this time period, like this year, she's still only going to be like barely a teenager, you know what I mean? So people like that, their personalities aren't fully formed, their dreams are never fully formed, they still have to develop and become fuller characters, fuller people. And I think in that way you can have a new Straw Hat member without having to fully develop them. Like she has the baseline and important development, all the super important development to make her an intriguing character. But if you don't finish her development, like if she doesn't achieve her dream by the end of the story, you're not going to fail as a writer because it makes sense because of her age. Do you know what I mean? I guess you could say the same with Chopper, but man, I think I would just give it up on that. Dude is so clearly not doing his job anymore. He hasn't talked to Vegapunk about medicine really at all. Sanji hasn't talked about Vegapunk. Well, Vegapunk hasn't brought up the fact that he knew Judge at all. I'm surprised at all this. I wonder if Vegapunk is gonna die. I always said I wanted the main body to die and just have Shaka live on, but Shaka, we haven't seen him. He might actually be dead. I hope Shaka's not dead. That's why I hope he's got the coolest design out of all the Vegapunks, man. That's the Vegapunk I want to live, but we're gonna get Goofy Einstein Jr. And to be fair, he has grown on me. I'm not gonna lie, he has grown on me since his first appearance. So I'm not gonna sit here and say I hate it, but still, do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's an insane few weeks though, and few months. We've been just getting some crazy chapters. And actually, let's speak about the opening real quick before I end this video, because we're talking about the last couple of chapters and how I feel about it. But I do think the opening for the new season is very interesting, because they do show, Law and Kid beating up, but they don't show them down and out. So I do think they might return. I do hope Kid is done. Like, I just hope he's finished. I know I made the, Kid is the massive villain of Egghead and all, or of Elbath, and I had this big video on it. I don't know. I can't remember my talking points there. I do remember him like being knocked out by Shanks and having a counter attack, but it was more like, and him being the one to take out Shanks. I don't know though. I think it's done. I think that theory's done. You can go check out the video if you want. It's like I think it's one of my most popular videos, so you can probably just check it out. I did like making that video. I like just theorizing about shit and what's gonna happen. But I just don't care for Kid anymore. I really don't. Like Law, I really like, and I really want him to be in the story longer. I think him, him being around for so long and just being so important. We need him to get back in the story. Do you know what I mean? And then we have Dragons, Blackbeard's people coming to Egghead and how they're going to affect the story. I know I was talking about Blackbeard potentially killing Saturn, but man, it works so much better if it's Dragon. And I still believe Blackbeard's going to be the one to take out Emu. Like, you know what I mean? I still believe that's going to happen, because that way we can have Dragon kind of fight Emu more than Luffy and have it make sense, because Luffy's going to fight Blackbeard, who's going to be the main opponent of the entire series. I also think it makes more sense for a pirate manga to be the final matchup, be the two pirates. And also, Blackbeard seems so kind of weak and frail at the minute that one more power up to make him on that level would make perfect sense. And I think killing Emu or attaining that power up after killing Emu would make a lot more sense than him fighting Luffy at his current level. because I don't know why Oda's had us underestimate Blackbeard for so long. I think he needs that extra power up to prove that, there was a reason why he was underestimated. I am so excited though to see that. There's so much I'm really excited for, and I don't know, man. One Piece is just fun every single week. I enjoy it. I love it. I love talking about it. I love thinking about it. It's just there's so much in the world I love, and not a lot of other shonens can do that for me. Naruto used to do that for me. It doesn't really anymore because there's not that much there to talk about. You know what I mean? Like it comes out monthly. You don't. The games are cool, but a lot of them now are kind of just reusing the same content because we don't have a consistent anime anymore. We don't have a consistent manga. I think Dragon Ball is still that way for me, where like when new content comes out, I get really enthusiastic about Dragon Ball because it's just nostalgia for me. The world is incredibly interesting to a degree, and like the characters and stuff. So I'd say Dragon Ball and One Piece are the only two series that kind of give that vibe of like I constantly want to experience it. Like, because Haikyuu is a complete story. Like, although I might personally think that Haikyuu has had a bigger impact on me and affected my life more than let's say One Piece has, and I think it's a fantastic story. And I don't know out of the two which I prefer personally, but it's finished now, and it's also less. It's more grounded. It's smaller in scope. So for me personally, I sit back and I watch all of Haikyuu like once a year, and I get super invested in it again. But I don't be thinking about it 24/7. It has its impact on my life that has affected me 24/7, but I don't be thinking about it 24/7. Now I can't lie. I went and did the rewatch this year, and I have been consuming content from it since the rewatch over Christmas. So it has, but I think because One Piece is ongoing and you feel like it's going to be like Dragon Ball where it's going for 40 years and you get new content constantly, it just feels better. If you're investing, you feel like you're making a long term investment, I suppose, when you're watching One Piece. And because it's such high quality as well, you're not going to get Dragon Balls like hit and miss. Like, if you're getting some One Piece content, it's going to be at least an 8 out of 10, if not better. Do you know what I mean? So there's a consistency to it that I just love. But we're going into 2024 with some fantastic, fantastic content, and I can't wait to see what happens. I'm hoping for a new game announcement, maybe we get that Fighting Pass game announced for global or whatever. I'm back in the Bounty Rush. Unfortunately, my addiction is still going strong. I'm saving for that dual Mihawk Crocodile unit I'm hoping for. So prayer for me, boys. Prayer for me, boys. With that being said, though, let me know what you guys are most excited for with One Piece this year. I'm probably missed a lot. Hell, we didn't even talk about the Monster anime announcement. That's coming out very soon, so I'm not going to talk much details about it. We'll talk about it when it's out. It's out on Netflix. Egghead's coming to Netflix, by the way, and it was my birthday yesterday. So, happy birthday to me, Ayo. 19 now, boys. Let's go. God, But yeah, no, I'm really excited for this year. Let me know what you guys are most excited for this year, whether it's a new movie announcement potentially, or a game, or the manga in general, the anime remake, whatever it is. It could be a fucking statue for all I care. Just let me know what you're most excited for and why. And with that being said, I will see you all in the next video. And make sure you have a brilliant new year and a fantastic day. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.